Hello friends, you're with a Lonesome Gamer, and I'm still playing Runebound, the Island of Dread expansion. What I'm gonna do next is I'm gonna move back here to Trelton and try to buy this ally here, this the Voice of Kalos. It's a fan-made ally, and yeah, he's pretty expensive, but he's also very powerful. I only have 11, so I have to sell one item, and I guess this will be the Lantern of Revealing. Okay, so let's do this. Okay. Basically we need a street and anything else, and of course we do have this. So we're now in Trelton again. And it's now the market step. We draw a card. The Eurotug hatchets. That's a weapon. It's not bad. You can also use this in a ranged combat, but right now I'm not gonna buy this. I need all my money for this guy. So I'm now gonna sell the Lantern of Revealing, and because I reduced the price due to my special ability early in the game to 1, I'll only get 1 for this, but that is just enough. I pay now 11, and then I can take this ally, and it's the Voice of Kalos. This ally is immune to all before combat abilities. Kalos has chosen you to stop the mad god's return to our lands. Do not fail his trust. And he's got 6 life points. Yeah, and then 6 combat value everywhere. Does even 3 magic attack, 3 magic damage. So that's a really strong ally. And I hope it's worth the cost. Okay, and then we roll for the threat track. Ah, that was close. Lucky was a 15. Well, that was just good enough. So time is running out. We have to hurry up here. So I guess I will do at least 2 more of these yellow adventures, and then I might think about doing some of these red adventures. We have to level up fast. Okay, so I think I'm gonna travel down this high road of Ploverstan. So we have 3 of these roads, and a river or forest. So I'm 1, 2, 3. Okay. And that's an 11, so we're still doing fine. Okay, and here we have now, well, let's see. We might go here or there, depends. What is possible actually. Here we would need 3 streets, and we have that. Yeah, we have 3 streets, so we can travel down here and do the next challenge. So that is from this. Oops, it's a yellow one, it's from here. Okay. A thief in the night. The notorious shadow thief is on the loose. Once an honorable rune wizard, this criminal now uses his power to materialize where his victims think they are safe, rob them blind, then vanish into the shadows. Choose another player. That player's hero must test jump 15. If he fails, that player must discard half of this gold, round down to the bank. Okay, so obviously we need to check here the solo rules, because it's not yeah, let's see. Okay, and that card says here, treat this card as if it had just been played on you. So that's not so good. The good thing is we don't have any gold, so we don't have a problem here. In this case, the thief visited the wrong person. And then we have to draw another card. That's again from the Shadows of Margath expansion. And here we go. Chess Champion of Greyhaven. But because there is already this blue event card, the text here won't come to effect. But we will replenish the adventures, but not the green ones, only the yellow ones, because we're not allowed to fight any green challenges anymore. And there is again then this possible tidal effect here, and I'll roll for that first. So this time it's a 6, and that means I will place 2 of these markers randomly on the board, and that's a house rule of mine. So let's see what happens here. So one will be here now, so there's a connection now between these 2 islands, but this sea route here is interrupted. And the other one is actually here. No, wait a minute, 1, 2, 3, it's here. Okay. So that changed the situation quite a bit. But right now we don't have to travel, so it's not that important actually. And if we draw the next card, the next event card, then they will go away for sure, and we might roll again if we place again any one of these tokens on the board. So now I have to replenish the adventure markers. So, and as I said in my earlier videos, replenishing the adventure markers means for me that I simply place 2 additional of any possible color on the board. So in this case it was just yellow, and one was placed here randomly, and the other one was placed over here. And then I have to draw my next adventure card. Oops, a yellow one. And that is the Enchanter Gren Ray. Okay. That's the reward. Here we go. Okay. So yeah, that shouldn't be too hard, I guess. Okay, I simply... First, the Voice of Kalos attacks in a ranged combat. I should... No, I won't do it. No, first I defend myself in a ranged combat. And I have a 6, plus the Heartfinder is an 8. So that's enough. I needed to beat the 13. And then the Voice of Kalos attacks in melee combat. And that needs a 5. So yeah, that was no problem. It did 2 damage. And finally we have this magical phase here. And there I use Immolate, my rune. And that gives me a +4 bonus. So I have now 11 and I need a 4. And I have that. That's a 6. So now, yeah. The enchanter is killed. That's actually pretty awesome. Receive 6 gold and take this card. It becomes an artifact relic item and now reads, if your hero is voyaging, activate to move an additional space. You may still only draw a sea adventure card if you end your movement step on an anchor space. Well, that is great. That's an extremely powerful card. And the reward is amazing. I mean, seems a little strange to me actually. It wasn't such a big challenge. Okay. And of course I gained 2 experience points. And again we were lucky with the threat track. We only rolled a 10. And now I'm moving here in the mountains. Just one space. Simply to fulfill this quest here. Quest for lore. And it says if you end your movement on a space in the mountains of Ash, and that's the case here, test Tinker 10. If you succeed, receive 3 map counters. And then this card becomes a completed completed quest. So we have a 6 here and a +2 for Tinker. So we don't even need to roll. And we managed to complete this quest and we can draw 3 random counters. So 1, 2, very good. We have a set here. And 3. Okay. We need 1 set of map counters to go to the Island of Dread. And we might take for the other counters, we might change them into some of these legendary items. And they might be very useful at the end on the Island of Dread when we have to find all these extremely strong monsters. Okay, and then we roll again on the threat track. And yeah, it was about time. We have a 16 here, so once again the threat track goes up to 7 now. Okay, we lost a lot of cards. Most of them are not so interesting. We have somewhere here Sir Gareth the Black. He was also bought by some imaginative player, so we were a little unlucky here, but okay. Let's see now, there's not too much time left. I'll try to do these 3 here and then, I don't know, Yeah. Let's go to the south. Here the city of Garnot. There's nearly a siege of monsters there, so I think they need a hero. So we can travel down the road here, and we also have a swamp. That's pretty good because... But there is a mountain here, and we don't have any mountain. I can show you what we have here. We have only hills. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Well, I guess I will travel here into that swamp, and then in the next turn I can go here. Okay. Ooh, okay, that was a 13. And now I'll move here to the Azure Peaks. And I will try to fight the next... I'll try to fight the next enemy here. And that's the Cult of the Fireworm. Melee. This challenge's melee damage value is X, where X is the current round of combat. Okay. So we have to finish them fast, but that shouldn't be a problem actually. Yeah, that's easy. So that's a 10 in the ranged attack, and I'll do this. I think, yeah, I don't even need to roll for that because I have a strength of 8. So he takes already 2 damage, and then the Voice of Callus will attack here in the melee phase, and it needs a 7. And it has that, an 18, that's more than enough. So we killed this Cult of the Fireworm. We gain 4 gold, and we can test lore 14. So we gotta be a little lucky here. Would be good if we could do that. We need a 7. And we have that, very good. So now we can draw a legendary item. Okay, and that is the Shield of Antenor. It says, if your hero defends, discard after your combat roll to automatically succeed. Very good. Okay, and yeah, I shall not forget the gold. So I'm now at 10 gold again, and I'll get another 2 of these adventure points, so I can now level up. And I think I will take another one of these ranged markers. Fine. So let me see, is there anything I could buy, anything good for me? What is this? Well, that's not bad actually. A poisonous weapon. That would increase the damage, my magic damage. So I might actually think about doing this. And it's not that expensive. It might be a good idea. That one is also very strong, but the problem is it's up here in Hardell. And that is not exactly around the corner. But this is an interesting item, the poison fetish. Okay. Fine. So let's see. Let's roll on the threat track again. And it was a 12. And then I simply move here to the next adventures. Yep. And I draw again one of these normal yellow cards, and that says Viper-tailed Lurker. These lurkers have a mild but painful poison. Before combat, test melee 10. If you succeed anytime this challenge would inflict wounds, it inflicts that many fatigue instead. Okay, so let's see. We need a 9 because I only have a melee value of 1 and I didn't do that. But it's not that dangerous actually. I attack here in the ranged phase. I don't even have to roll, so it takes 2 damage, and then Voice of Kalos. No, I won't do it that way actually. I'll do the melee phase and I defend myself, and I need a 15 here, and I don't have that. Well, that's not important. I can simply use the Gauntlets of Shadow, and then the Voice of Kalos can attack, and it has an attack value of 6, so it needs a 6. And it has that, so the Viper-tailed Lurker is also killed. And we receive 4 gold here. So we're getting rich. Okay. And we're still doing fine here. And of course we gain again 2 experience points. Okay, yeah, because I'm right next to this adventure, I will go here too. I will risk this. I know I should hurry, but this is just so tempting. So I roll again, because these are easy experience points, I guess. The Queen declares war, so that's an event. And basically that's not so interesting, but the yellow adventures are replenished, and we have again new tides. So let's see what happens now. So these go away now, and there is this time 1 random counter placed, or 1 counter is randomly placed, and it is placed actually up here. And again 2 yellow adventure tokens were randomly placed, and that was here and here actually. And then let's draw another card. It's this time the Shadows of Margath, and that's a Forsaken Vampire. If you are knocked out by this challenge, okay, you're now vampire. Let's simply hope that won't happen. Okay. Shouldn't be such a problem, I guess. So first let's attack here. 15. So I need to roll a, I don't know, a 7 or so? No, wait a minute, I just leveled up here, so I got 8, 10, so I need a 5 here. And I have that. So it takes 2 from my ranged attack, and then the Voice of Callous attacks. And it needs a 6. And that's not enough. Oh man, that's just a 5. So he takes actually 3 damage. That's bad. That's really expensive. But luckily he can take 6 damage. Okay, and then I will defend. And here I have my Sepi Blades. So I need a 3 only. But he does 0 damage anyway, so I don't have to roll here. And then again I will attack during the ranged phase, and I need a 5, and yeah, I killed him. And I receive 4 gold. That's just enough to heal, but the good thing is I will gain also another yellow experience marker. And 4 gold. And I rolled a 15 for the threat roll. So that was bad. The threat track goes up. So it's now at 8. It has to go beyond 10. 10 is okay, but now it's at 8. So yeah, and again we have to roll which item stays on the market, and because this time it's again an even number, my house rule says I can place a market card on each market stack. Okay, there came now some interesting artifacts on the market. We got this Spirit Sword, for example, here. You gain a +2 bonus to all combat rolls. So that's really great. If when you're knocked out, you may choose which item or ally to discard instead of having to discard the highest cost item or ally. That's a very good weapon. I'm pretty sure I'm going to try to buy this. We got the Ring of Protection. Activate to reroll any combat roll. That's also a very good weapon. And there is still this Poison Fetish. Yeah. So I'm gonna move now here to Garnot, and first I draw another market card, and that's an Orphan of the Sun. Orphan of the Sun may take 1 fatigue to allow you to hire an ally for 1 gold less than its cost. I don't know. It's not a really good ally. But now I can buy. And because of the 3-port smugglers, we can pay gold. And for each gold discarded, we can buy one of the other items here on the board. So it doesn't have to be here in Garnot. And then I can reduce the price of the items by 3 because I'm a smuggler too. Mirella Goodride, that's a special ability. So I could, for example, buy the Spirit Sword, and I will do this. But before I do it, I have to sell one of my weapons. I have the bow. I will keep the bow, but I will sell the Sepi Blades. They only give me 1 gold, but I think that's okay. And yeah, then I pay that gold to pay the smugglers, and I have to pay 7 now for the Spirit Sword. That's pretty awesome. Okay, and I pay an additional gold for the smugglers. So I pay 8. And then, let me see, I'm gonna buy the Ring of Protection. And that costs me only 1. Because I can also reduce his price, or its price. And that allows me to re-roll a combat roll. That's also very good, I guess. And then I think I'm gonna even buy more. This fetish, weapon, poison. Yeah, I'm gonna do that. So I pay again 1 to pay the smugglers, and then I have to pay only 3. This is such an amazing ability that you can reduce the cost of the items. It's unbelievable. I have to pay only 3, and that allows me then to... No, wait a minute, that's another weapon. I can't do this. No, I won't do that. So we're back at 9. I can only have 2 weapons, and I have this spirit sword and the heart finder, and these are pretty good weapons. So I won't use this poison fetish. But I guess that's okay. Sadly, I can't do this with allies. Allies can't be smuggled. But that's okay, I guess. And then, of course, I nearly forgot to heal. I have to pay 4 to fully heal. That's quite a lot, but I guess I'm sure it's worth it. And then let's see, we might first do this adventure here. That would allow us, the yellow one, that would allow us to level up, which might be useful. And then we can start with the red adventures. So, well, let's see. But first we have to roll again on the thread track. Oops. And that's a 6. So we simply place a skull here. And then let's move. Okay, let's see what we got here. That's not really good, I think. It's not a good thing to get here. So maybe... I was unlucky. That wasn't exactly a good roll. So I think I will move here. 1, 2, 3, 4. I will simply move here on the road. And, well, I don't know. Okay. That's it. And then we roll here. And that's a 9. And now the question comes up. Well, basically we have 2 options now. We can move here directly to the swamp. Or we can risk to roll and hope to... But it's not sure that we roll a swamp item, so... A swamp symbol. I don't know, I just take a look. I think there is only on one side of all 6 sides we have that swamp symbol, so... I think I'm gonna play that safe and I simply move here in the swamp. Even though it takes me a whole turn. And then I roll here. And that's a 9. Okay. And now I say I risk it. I go right for this red challenge. I know it's not... it's a little risky, but we have to try that now. Let's hope we don't regret that. So first, let's roll here. And we draw from the Shadows of Margath expansion. And that's the Dragon Lord Gox. And that doesn't sound good at all. But, I don't know actually. We will see. Melee. If your hero or ally takes wounds during the melee phase and is not killed or knocked out, he must immediately resolve a second melee phase. This only occurs once per combat round. That's bad. That's definitely bad because this guy is incredibly strong in melee. Oh man, that's tough. 2 combat rounds in melee against this is really bad. I can't survive that, that's for sure. And if the Voice of Kalos can, I don't know. But okay, it doesn't really matter. We simply have to try that now. So let's start here. First we have this before combat phase. And I think... No, there is nothing I can do before combat. So I'll do an attack now. And this is a 15. I have a value, I have a 9 here. No, an 8. I have the Heart Finder, gives me a +2. So I got a 10. And I got a 10, I got a +2 here, so I got a 12. So I only need a 3 to do 2 wounds. Oh man, that's tough. And I have I have that. So now this is gonna be a really bad and interesting. It's gonna be a tough round now. And then this is now the point. If we can survive this melee turn, then we can kill this guy. The Voice of Kalos, I guess he will do this. It has 6. It's sad that the Ring of Protection doesn't work for allies. Does it? I'm not sure actually. Reroll any combat roll. Okay, I decided to do this another way. I will use one of my legendary items. I will use this shield. So first I have to roll now, and if you're hero defense, so I can't use my ally. Okay, so I have to defend now, and I need a 7. Oh, wait a minute. Yeah, I need a 17 actually. And I don't have that. What a surprise. But now I can use the shield, and I can do this after the combat roll. And it's a little sad that I lose this now, but now this defense was a success. And then I can do an attack, and the Voice of Kalos will attack now. And it will, well, it's hard enough. It needs an 8. Let's hope for the best here. And yes, that was immensely important. That was an 8. Exactly an 8. Very lucky. And it does 3 damage. So that was vital. That we did this roll, that was great. Otherwise we had to go through this melee phase once again, and that would have been terrible. But that's awesome. So, and now we can attack again, and we're pretty good in ranged combat. So we have a ranged combat value of, what was it? I think it was 8, 10, 12. Yeah, so we need a 3, and well, let's hope that works. But in the worst case, we could use the Ring of Protection. Yeah, okay, we did that. Woo, that was close, but we did it. We killed the Dragon Lord Gox. Awesome. I think that was a very important battle of this game. As a reward, take this card. It is now the Dragon Rune of Gox. Activate this card after rolling dice to receive a +3 bonus to any skill test. Well, that's not exactly so great. But anyway, it gives me 4 additional It's a red challenge, so I gain 4 experience out of this, so I can level up once again. Okay, I decided to level up in magic. I know there is a risk involved that I level up in 2 of these things and not only in 1, but I still think it's a good idea. So I defeated now my first red challenge, and then we roll for the threat track, and that's a 15. That is bad. So the threat track goes up again. That's really a problem. Okay. Okay, so now let's move on, and I say we try the next adventure here. And actually we're not even wounded, so that was good. Okay, I see we have a mountain here. That's good because we have to cross this fire cloud range here. So we can do this here with the mountains, and then we can try to get to the street. And we need 3 streets to get there, and we exactly have that. So we can move like this, 1, 2, 3, 4. Very good. We don't lose too much time. And let's roll again. And that's a 6, so that's again from the Shadows of Margath expansion. And that says, Essence Drain. Margath must be nearby. A winged shadow passes overhead with a chill, and you can feel the life force around you being leached away. Test height 17. Okay. So let's do this. We have an 8, so we need a 9, and because it's a skill test, we could use this now. So it might be a good idea to do that. But let's do the roll first, and we did that. Very good. So nothing happened here. And then I draw another one of these red cards, and this time it's from the Island of Dread. And that's a rotting drake. Okay. This drake is covered by a miasma of pestilence. With each strike, you run the risk of contracting the dreaded weeping flesh disease. Any phase, if your hero or an ally makes a melee attack, he takes 1 wound. He's very powerful in magic, but we might be able to finish him off because he has only 5, so maybe we can kill him. I don't know actually. Is there a way to kill him earlier? We'll see about that. So first, yeah, I think I'll do an attack here in the I'll do an attack in the normal ranged phase, and that's I don't have to roll them, and it takes actually 2 wounds here. Does that make sense? I'm not sure. We got that rune, which would give me a +4 bonus. So then we would have... Yeah, I think it's a good idea to do that. So we can do 2 wounds here, and then the Voice of Kellos attacks the Rotting Drake, and it takes 1 damage, and it needs a 10 to hit. And we don't have that. That's bad luck. Just a 9. Okay. Well, it's not terrible, but it's a little sad. So we take another 2 damage here. That's bad. I'd like to keep this ally. I think it's a very strong one. And then I do this magic attack here, and that's an amazing strong number. It's a 19. So I have a 9 here. And then I will use my Immolate rune, which gives me a +4. And of course I got that sword. So +6. Oh my god. So I'm at... Do I have to roll? It's a 9. It's a 15. Yeah, I need a 4, I guess. Yeah, okay. So that was a defensive roll, actually. And now... Yeah... Okay. Yeah. That's a little bit of a problem. I think I will now defend myself in a ranged attack, so I don't have to roll for that. And then I'll defend myself also during the melee attack. And I don't take a wound here if I defend. So I need now a 15, which is pretty unlikely. I don't have that, of course, but I can use... that might have been a stupid idea. Actually, I don't use the Gauntlets of Shadow. I take both wounds. On the other hand... it's so hard to say. Okay, I use the Gauntlets of Shadow. So I only take 1 wound. And now I do the magical attack. And I got a 9 plus the spirit sword, so I got a 11 here. So I need an 8. And I don't have that, but this time I can use the Ring of Protection. And I can try it again. Oh, come on now. And this time I have the 8, very good. And I do another wound, but only 1 actually. But now it's again a new combat round, and I can use my Heartfinder. And this time I kill... It's an automatic hit, so I managed to kill the Drake. But we took some wounds here. But we received 7 gold, which is quite a lot. You may also take 1 wound to receive 2 map counters. Wow. It's interesting. I have to think about that. Okay, I decided to do this. I'll take a wound, another one. And I will take 2 map counters. That's a green one. And that's another green one. So I have to check now how many sets I have. I have so many of these counters. So these are 2 sets, 3 sets, 4 sets. That's good. 1 set I need to get to the Island of Dread, and then I can take 3 of these legendary items, and that might be really useful. I only can do this during the experience step on a voyage, so I have to go on a ship. It's not possible during a normal turn. And then I gain 4 experience points, and that allows me again to level up. And this time, yeah, I think I have to check that. Okay, I'll take another one of these ranged combat things. I'll do this because if I go on magic combat, that would be also a great idea. Actually, I could, because of the dragon breath, I could inflict more damage with a successful magical combat attack. But the point is here, I always have to activate an item to do this. And because you can only activate one item per combat turn, I can't use, for example, this thing and the Ring of Protection. Or I can't use this and the Gauntlets of Shadow. So I think it's a better idea to go on ranged combat. Here I can use the Heart Finder. I don't have to activate this. So I can use my other things. I can still use my other things later. Okay, and yeah, I think we had a few interesting turns here, some close fights. I'll probably go to a town and heal, but first I'm gonna roll again here for the next. That was a 7, so that's okay. So I'll probably go to a town and heal before I do the last of these red adventures here. And then I might go to the Island of Dread. Maybe then here from Trelton back to Trelton, and then I could travel to the Island of Dread. Have a lot of map counters that I can trade for some legendary items. So that might be interesting. But there is not too much time left here. We have only... we got to go on a 10. And if we go beyond 10, the game is lost. But when we go on the Island of Dread, we have to fight maybe lots of monsters. We don't know that yet. There is a boss, and we have to fight this guy. But he's somewhere here on the deck. He might be the first card, he might be the last card. I'm not sure about that. So, but you don't need a turn to fight each monster. So once you are on this island, you simply keep drawing cards, fight one card after another, and you can do all this in one turn. So that's the good thing here. So there might be enough time. Kill this red thing, level up once more, maybe get another life point or so, I'm not sure. And then go on to this island and yeah, and try to do the best here. So I'm gonna load this up now. Pretty sure the next video might be interesting. Hope to see you then. Bye. Okay, and actually I realized I made an error during the last fight. Because I activated this ring, but before I already activated the Gauntlets of Shadow. So I'm not allowed to activate this ring, and I want to correct this. So that's not so easy. So instead of the Drake getting another wound during this magic phase, I take 2 wounds. And now this whole thing is getting really difficult. Okay, and this thing comes now down to one big problem. In the end, this guy, the Voice of Kalos, he has to... Well, on the other hand, he might do a defensive... No, he can't defend, that's the problem. The problem is that allies can't defend, so he has to make an attack. Because if I defend here, in the melee phase, I will pretty sure take 2 damage, and that would kill me. The point is now that maybe being killed in this case might be less bad than losing this ally. Because of the spirit sword. So I might... maybe I simply do this. Maybe I let myself being KO'd. Wouldn't be that bad, I guess. Yeah, I think I do it. It's better than losing the ally. Okay, so first I try to do a ranged attack here. I roll again, and that's a 9. So that's definitely enough. He takes 2 more wounds. But now he's not dead yet. And now I have to go through the melee phase. And I need a 15 here. Well, actually there might be a little chance. I need a 15 plus 2. So that gives me a 13, and I can activate that ring. So I have twice a chance to roll a 13. Maybe I'm lucky here. Well, that was an 8. And then I can activate that ring. And that's enough! Unbelievable, I did it! I rolled a 13. That's great. And now now we have to defend. Oh man. Okay, now the voice of Kalos will do an attack during the magic phase. And he needs a 13. That's a lot. And he doesn't have that. So he takes 2 more damage. Luckily he can have up to 6 damage. And now I can kill him in ranged combat. And finally I made that. That was really close. No doubt here. So okay. Now I gain 4 experience, and I will take this additional marker, and I gained 7 gold, but I have to pay that completely to heal. Okay, so finally we did this, and it was pretty close, and now I can say I hope to see you in my next videos. Bye.